Hello, I'm the Mystical Muse, and today we are going to have a very powerful conversation with a dear sister that I am glad to have reconnected with on, of course, the topic of feminine allure, the science of being a woman, and, of course, female sexual privilege. Are you on the line, Nikole?
Yes, I am here. How are you?
Hear your voice. I'm good, too. How have you been?
I have been excellent. You know, Mystical Muse, I am so excited about what's coming. You know, summertime is coming. It's going to be hot. You know, I'm on my way to Florida. You're on your way to Florida. That feminine fire, you know, girl, I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited.
Well, I'm excited to even reconnect with you because I know our work is similar. It's both based on, you know, encouraging women, but at the same time it's a little different, and that's the conversation I want us to have today. I know you got a question for me. I got a question for you. So
yes.
I want to first say, again, I'm so glad to have reconnected with you. And this entire topic of the science of being a woman, it covers so much. It just covers so much. We have so many sciences of doing things.
Yes.
But what we don't have is the science of being a woman. And science is a structure. It's a law-based code for living. So when you stay in the flow and you follow those codes, your life, of course, flourishes and blooms a certain way. Nonetheless, sometimes we don't know it. So women, you know, sis, I don't even know what to say about. Women are in an interesting position. It's like we have all the goods, but we just don't know how to use them.
Because our mothers just didn't teach us. They just didn't teach us. And, you know, unfortunately, we'll watch women, and I'll cover this, you know, in my teaching, which I focus on the feminine mystique, the feminine essence, and sexuality. And, you know, it's what it's about is being able to tap into that feminine essence and really advancing yourself. And see, you know, we sit back and we watch women and we do, and we say, how do they do it? I'm going to be teaching on that.
Well, interesting enough, we need it because just like you said, in life you think about what you're taught. You don't tend to often think about what you didn't know or what wasn't taught. And that's where we're getting stumped. That's where we're getting stumped.
Yes, girl. So, you know, you've been teaching women for a long time. Your monthly teachings and your mentoring and your consultations are geared towards women. And you're going to be teaching, in this particular teaching, you're going to be talking about feminine value versus feminine worth. What do you mean by feminine value?
Okay, well, typically, sis, and this is the best way that I can explain it in the time that we have together. First of all, value and worth are two different things. People tend to think they're synonymous. They're not. They're two different things. However, in the system that we have now, this corporate system, women are, and people are in general, even men, but women are taught to, you know, put a value on what they bring to the table or what they offer. Meaning we, in this system, in this corporate system structure, are taught intrinsically as women, and we have just, you know, taken this on and ran with it, even in our personal lives, is that our value is connected to a dollar amount. That's how we intrinsically view value. That's how this how the system is. We think that something has value because it has a price mark on it. However, Nikole, that is a worker bee system, and that is, you know, that's your word. You love that term. That is a worker bee system, and that you are absolutely right. That is a worker bee system. Other people call it, you know, just the corporate system. But that is a worker bee system. What I get women to see is that you don't have to live out that system, that you were created originally to be the queen bee. Okay. You are the matriarch of the beehive. So you are not on the worker bee system. Now, that's what we have taken on. So it's connected to time, the worker bee system, when it's not whatsoever. We are on a completely different set of values. And that's why this is a science, because the value is a science. And science is connected to time, and time is connected to space. See, so when you really get into it and you decode value, not based on a price point, but what your intrinsic value is to the system, to the beehive, to the corporate system. Our dollar, women, If women stop spending money and shopping, the economy will tank in less than 24 hours. So they cannot say that our value, we cannot believe as women that our value is based on a numeric value dollar sign. We're so much more than that. We are the textile. If we don't buy and ship, produce cotton, we don't have clothes. Women are the one that's spending the majority of the money. See, it's really interesting because I've talked to women, you know, like you said, for so long, and we still are hung up on this value. And we're hung up on it because we're taught to bring something to the table. We're taught that we have to bring something that equates to money. And what I am teaching women is that you are not the worker bee. You are the queen bee. And in order to do that, we have to really dissect what feminine value is. And feminine value is based on a science. And it is a science connected to the time-space continuum. It has nothing to do with what we believe value is. And what our worth is, of course, is the summation of our time-space. And that's what I really
I just want to interject real quick because as women, and of course we'll go into this a little bit more, and I go into this slightly. As women, we think our value is based on the way that we look. So you're saying that it's not based on our looks or our positions, but it's a whole different, it's another system is what you're saying.
Yes, because even in us basing it on our looks, we have to spend money to look that way. See, everything goes back to us feeling that we are to be on some type of fixed dollar sign. I wouldn't care if it's the makeup you're getting from MAC or if you're going to Sephora. Women budget in their life, and you know this because you're, heavy into the female sexual privilege, but we budget into our life makeup. We budget beauty. We budget glamour. We budget all of that so that we can say that we are XYZ to a man or to our girlfriends or to this system as an employee. What I'm saying is we're more than that. See, all that puts us in the worker bee state. And I don't want us to be worker bees. I want us to be queen bees.
I'm speechless. I'm just speechless. And I just can't wait because actually I'm going to be sitting in on that teaching. And again, like you said, there's just so much more to it. It's like you said, it's not what we've been taught, but it's what we haven't been taught.
And that's interesting, sis, because you also have your consultations and you do, your coaching and teaching also, correct? You still do it, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but you have an interesting slant on this also because your gift, your expertise is in, feminine sexual privilege. So I don't know how much you can go into that in our, time together, but what does that mean? If someone says, okay, what is female sexual privilege? Women don't even know that they have sexual privilege.
Yes. I just want to start with the word privilege first, because when we think of the word privilege, we automatically sort of apply it to a group of people, like the white male privilege, the privilege of the rich, etc. But interestingly enough, privilege really means individual rights, individual advantage. So the feminine sexual privilege is an individual right that has been given to us as women. And so what I'll be teaching is because, my slant is the mind, its sexuality, which is what I focus on, and the sexual, the mystique of the woman. The best way that I can illustrate what this is, because, like we were talking about just a few minutes ago, that's not about the way that we look. What I teach women is that our flaws, our imperfections are actually, when it comes to the feminine sexual privilege, are actually our strengths. And so I teach women what that is and how to tap into that and how to use that. Let me better illustrate what I'm saying. I have a lot of gay male friends. And I tell you, Mystical Muse, and I know that you will probably agree with me, but some of these men have been, especially, the gay men, they have tapped into this feminine essence. They have tapped into this feminine sexual privilege, and they use like women, like nobody's business, Yes, I have gay male friends who, they're male, of course, but they weren't able to use their male privilege. So what they did was they tapped into this feminine essence. and they used the feminine essence as their privilege, and they were able to advance themselves using the feminine essence. See, as women, you know, we're taught that we're mothers and we're wives, and that's it. You know, that's all that that's all that we'll ever be. Unfortunately, in this patriarchal society, our sexuality is really linked to the money that we make and to our lifestyle. And so when I'm teaching women is what is your, and how to find her individual advantage, how to find her individual feminine privilege and how to use that to advance herself in you know, whatever area of life that she wants to. Some women want to be wives. Some women, you know, want to be mothers. Some women want to be girlfriends. Some women want to be, career women, etc. But whatever area of life that you choose to be in, you have to understand how to use your feminine sexual privilege to advance yourself. So that is what I focus on.
Girl, and you just said a whole bunch of stuff. You just said a whole bunch of stuff. And you know what, sis? That right there is powerful, because if so many, and I see this on my side, because we don't know what our value and what our time and what our space looks like and what it's, you know, what it's worth, that we end up doing a lot of things that we think is, you know, is really going to increase our value as women. And what you are saying is, no, use the privilege that you already have. And see, that's exactly what is not taught. Not only are we not taught to start with whatever our value is and really dissect this so that we can come to our own table. We're the masters of the banquet. We're the queens of the banquet with our own set of values. But not only that, we don't even know how to use, after we've done that, we don't know how to use that intrinsic value to, like you said, work our privilege. Sis, we're trying to work our privilege off of the value system that we already have, and it's not working.
Girl, it's not working, and that's so interesting that you said that, because that actually it brings me to my next point. What you said was it's power, and that's what feminine sexual privilege is. It is power. But see, the thing about it is that we've been taught, you know, we have to be size 5, we have to look a certain way. We've been taught that, whatever this Western society's, understanding of what, beauty is, the stereotypic beauty, that's not what it is. You know, I'm not a size 5, but that hasn't stopped me from doing any of the things in life. As a matter of fact, I use what people may be considered a weakness, being African-American female and all these other things. I use that because, see, that makes me a minority, but I use that to my advantage. We've talked about this before. The weaker ones are the most powerful ones, and this is what the feminine sexual privilege is about. Finding those. See, first what I do with the women is I tell them what their sexual privilege is not. It's not about the makeup that you wear. It's not about your, what your size is. I tell them, what your sexual privilege is not, and that's how you find what your feminine sexual privilege is.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, you know what, sis? That's a lot of work. And interesting enough, I've, even been guilty of this myself. We tend to sometimes as women put too much work in things that don't matter. We don't put our time, energy, resources. We really don't invest in ourselves. I was telling some of the ladies in my mentorship program that the women that need mentoring the most, 9 times out of 10 will not even get it, which is, ultimately a sad affair. But we tend to put our time, energy, and resources in things that do not teach us the science of being a woman, connected to value, time, and space. And they definitely do not teach on female sexual privilege. And that's what I wanted us to really do and offer more to other women, because, we've been, doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. We never went anywhere. But now that we're going to offer it more to a broader spectrum of, I really do want to not just encourage you, sister, to continue doing all of the fabulous work that you're doing, but also to, encourage women to, it starts with us. There was a sister that I had on one of my mentoring sessions, and we were going through some work, and we were trying to get her, a promotion at work, and we ended up getting her a whole lot more stuff. But nonetheless, I had to explain to her that, and this is a part of the science of being a woman, there are so many laws in that science, but one of them is the law of increase. And the law of increase basically says that you cannot increase without unless you're increased within. If you want a promotion at your job, you have to increase you first. No one else is going to increase you without when you do not invest in yourself first. But a lot of people think increases is paying outward, but it's not. It's paying inward. It's always been paying inward. The queen bee is on a different social network. She has a different science that follows her and that rules her everyday life. You can't expect your life to change if you don't change it. And I see a lot of women stuck there, stuck thinking that they're going to do the same thing. They're going to continue to go to the same teachers. They're going to continue to go to the same churches. They're going to continue to work at the same jobs and master the science of being a woman or sexual privilege, and they're just not. They don't understand that it's outside of their comfort zone.
Right. And, and a lot of women, they take a lot of these classes that teach them, how to perform different sexual acts. And this is not about the mechanics of sex, because you can't even get that man or whatever, sexual orientation, you can't even get them into bed, because sex is about the mind. It's about emotions. And, we're going to talk about, teaching women how to use the emotions as a portal into the mind of whoever, their lovers are. So it's not even about the mechanics of sex. And that's what we've been taught, how to, do all of these different sexual acts. No. That's not what it's about. You can't even get there until you've mastered this feminine essence that we're talking about.
And see, they're on a different value system. They're on a different value system, one that's not theirs, the worker bee value system, that even tells them that it's about the mechanics. It's how good she does her little sexual tricks. See, she believes that's true because she's placed value in that. She's placed some money in a book or in some type of class that taught her that's what you have to do. But that's not, and that's why we have to change their value system. We have to change their value system, or everything else that they do, it just falls apart. And privilege is a part of value. People that are privileged do not have a problem with how much they value themselves.
No, they do not. And it's just this. How can I say it? It's just this understanding. When you come into this privilege, I mean, we're getting into bending the wheel, of the universe and of other people. I mean, it's just you just know who you are, and then everybody else sort of bows to you. I mean, that's power. That's power.
Yeah, I'm getting chills over here too. Well, sis, I want to thank you for taking time out for us to have our talk today, and of course to reconnect, because it's always good to reconnect with my sisters. That I'm just still excited about all the work that you've always been doing, but the work that you're going to do more. I'm excited about my stuff. And you've been doing it for a long time. You was the first in all. Ain't nobody teaching like you teaching. So, thank you, sis. Thank you.
Ain't nobody teaching how you're teaching.
I want to tell everybody how to get in contact with us, so they can get either a consultation if that's what they want, or they can sign up for the monthly teachings, or they can go ahead and get some of the coaching. Do you want to go now and give out your contact information?
Yes, I'm just going to go ahead. I do have a couple of pages that I am working on at the moment, as well as a website. But the best way right now to get into contact with me is to just call me. My number is area code 901-729-9322. That's 901-729-9322. And from there, I'll just let everyone know the pages and stuff, and so that they can actually see my work and my teachings and stuff.
Great. All right, and you can get in contact with me, The Mystical Muse, by going to my website, which is TheMysticalMuse.com, www.TheMysticalMuse.com, or of course, call my line, which is 478-397-7933, 478-397-7933. And also, as a bonus, I wanted to mention that we were both giving 5-minute free consultations.
Yes, 5-minute free consultations. I would not miss that. Definitely want to take advantage of that, because we've never done that before.
Right. If you want,
free consultations ever.
If they want to get, more in-depth consultations, then we'll tell you how to get that. But we were offering the 5-minute free consultation. So I agree. You have my number. You have Nikole's number. And, again, sis, I just want to thank you for, reconnecting, because I know you're busy, I'm busy, but anytime we can come together and talk, there's such power, and I really am excited. I'm excited about this summer. I'm excited about the work we're doing with women. I'm just excited. I'm excited for the women that are choosing to, let's just really get in and fix this stuff. Let's break our value system down so that we can build it back up, and then let's master, this sexual privilege. And it's really time to do it, because I'm tired of women losing.
I'm tired of women losing too, Mystical Muse. And, I just want to encourage women that, it really is best to go ahead and get involved with both programs, because you really don't want to miss, taking one and not taking the other. They're both powerful, apart but together. It is really something dynamic. So I really encourage women to look into both of our programs, because you just don't want to miss anything. You really don't.
All right, sis. Well, thank you so much. That is our show for today. Again, y'all have our contact information, and we will be talking to you all later. Talk to you later, sis.
Talk to you later, too. Bye-bye.